Hi, everybody. Paul Carey is here. My name's Ernie Harwell. The Tigers are on the air again, and their opponents this afternoon, the Toronto Blue Jays. In Toronto, the fourth and final game of the series, and the Jays hold the upper hand right now, 2-1. Ray Baer will be on the mound with the Tigers. He's 0-1. Jerry Garvin, a young left-hander, will be pitching against him, and he's 1-0. The weather is cool and clear in Toronto, and we are certainly looking forward to the action here this afternoon before the Tigers move on to Kansas City for the weekend series. Right now, we'll have a message, and then we'll be back in 1 minute with the starting lineup.
Hi, everybody. It's time for the Labatt's Baseball Trivia Game. And here's the first pitch. When was the first televised game? Maybe you can come up with the answer over a cool, refreshing Labatt's Blue. Here's how to score this one. Give yourself a double if you said August 26, 1939 in Brooklyn. You get a triple if you remember the teams, Cincinnati and Brooklyn. And you've just hit a home run if you said Red Barber was the announcer. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's Blue. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
Got about the same type breeze that we had yesterday, although the skies are much clearer this afternoon. The breeze is a strong one, and it's coming in from the outfield. Now let's tune in on Paul Carey, get his pregame comments, and we'll get those starting lineups for you.
All right, Ernie, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Got that beautiful sky over here in Toronto today. The little tornado-like weather that hit us late in the ball game yesterday moved on through, left it clear and cold for today's windup of the four-game series with the Blue Jays. The Jays taking two of the first three games, including that day to be forgotten yesterday when 6 Tiger errors led to 4 Toronto runs in a 7-4 defeat. And that was enough to overcome 2 home runs by Jason Thompson and Ben Oglivie, accounting for 5 of the Tigers' scores. Tigers just 1 out of 6 so far on the year, while the Blue Jays are surprising everybody, including their most staunch partisans, by winning 4 of their first 6 games. However, they've got to begin their first road trip after the ball game here this afternoon. We've got a right-hander, Ray Baer, going for Detroit. On the mound for Toronto will be a young rookie left-hander, Jerry Garvin, a man the Tigers have not seen before, a high-kicking rookie who pitched very well on Sunday in his Major League debut. For the Tigers against Garvin, leading off playing in center field will be Ron LaFleur. Batting second at second base, Tito Fuentes. Hitting third, playing in right field, Ben Oglivie. Batting fourth, the Tigers' designated batter, Rusty Staub. Hitting fifth at first base will be Jason Thompson. Batting sixth, left fielder Steve Kemp. Hitting seventh, doing the catching today, John Walkenfuss. Batting eighth, third baseman Aurelio Rodriguez. And batting ninth for the Tigers in at shortstop again today, Mark Wagner. Now for the Toronto Blue Jays against Baer, leading off playing at second base, Pedro Garcia. Batting second, the shortstop, Jim Mason. Hitting third, playing first base, will be Doug Alt. Batting fourth, the designated batter, Ron Fairley. Hitting fifth, in right field, Sam Ewing. Batting sixth, playing left field today, will be Al Woods. Batting seventh at third base, Dave McKay. Hitting eighth, center fielder Gary Woods. And batting ninth, doing the catching, Alan Ashby. Now, the lineup for the Blue Jays basically the same as the one that took the field in the opening game of this series. It is the lineup Roy Hartsfield will use when the opposing team is going with a right-hand batter. He gets a chance to get some power-hitting left-handers in the lineup, such as Ron Fairley and Sam Ewing. We've had the meeting at home plate now with the managers and the umpires. The umpiring setup today will have Dave Phillips behind the plate. Larry McCoy will be at first base. Durwood Merrill at second. And at third base, it will be Don Denkinger. I hope you joined us for the pregame program with Ernie talking to the newest of the Tigers, Steve Foucault, who arrived last night at the Tigers hotel headquarters, taking the quick journey up from Texas. Steve in a Tiger uniform here at the ball game today. He is wearing the same number he wore with the Rangers, which is number 29. Oh, you know when he comes back to Tiger Stadium who number 29 is. We're getting the introduction individually of the Blue Jays as they race to their defensive positions here at Exhibition Stadium. It's been a pleasant journey for the Tigers to this Canadian city for the first time, with the exception, of course, of the results so far. The Blue Jays winning 2 of the first 3 games. But the weather's been surprisingly good. Torontons themselves surprised that the team has been able to enjoy as good a weather as they've had for 2 series here to begin the season, although they did have a blanket of snow on opening day. Now join us for our national anthems. Before today's game gets underway, we'll pause for these messages.
Tomorrow, Friday, April 15th, the Detroit News will take you on a photographic tour of the Renaissance Center, Detroit's exciting news center for business and pleasure. In a 4-page report of color photographs, the News will show you some of the unusual and awesome features of RenCen. As you walk into the center, you enter a structure that abounds with trees and streams, stores and restaurants. You can stop by the Cafe Renaissance, a unique indoor sidewalk cafe full of trees and sunlight. Then you'll be whisked 73 floors up for a photographic view of your city like you've never seen it before. On your way down, you can check out one of the 1,400 hotel rooms without having to check in. The special section will take you to the Ren Cellars, too, where cheeses, wines, and spirits are attractively displayed, and in the atrium for a glimpse of some unusual art. The Renaissance Center, it's unusual, provocative, awesome, remarkable. It's something you shouldn't miss, and this Friday's Detroit News will give you an exceptional opportunity to see what it's like and what it means to Detroit. The Renaissance Center, a special full-color section exclusively in this Friday's Detroit News.
Jerry Garvin taking his final warm-up tosses before facing the Tigers here today, and as he completes them, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
McCarthy, Lance, Avery, Pierce, and Roberts, stimulating, involved, and concerned. The kind of people you come to expect from WJR Detroit, Radio 76.
Now, Garvin won his first Major League start on Sunday in a 3-1 decision over the White Sox. He's going for number 2 in a row as the Tigers attempt to gain a split in this 4-game series. Ron LaFleur steps into the batter's box. And here with a play-by-play is Ernie Harwell.
Thanks, Paul. LaFleur batting .250, right-hand batter against the left-hander Garvin. And the youngster winds and pitches. It's very wide, ball one. Garvin is 21 years old and a native of Oakland, California. Got the classic pitching build. He's 6'3" and weighs about 195. Here's a ball outside. He ran up his hip to bunt and took it wide. 2-0 on the leadoff man, LaFleur. Garvin came from the Twins in the expansion draft, and last year pitched at Orlando and Tacoma. Now the left-hander kicks and delivers. It is a strike called. He got that one over above the knees. LaFleur standing forward in the batter's box. Waits. Here it comes. He swings and misses. Probably the forkball. That's a pitch that is featured by Mr. Garvin. He does not throw the curve. He uses the forkball as his curve. Now the windup and the pitch on the way. There's a line chop foul just outside of third. In the outfield, it'll be Woods. That's Al Woods in left. Gary Woods in center. Sam Ewing in right. They've got McKay at third. Mason at short. Garcia at second and Alt at first. There's a strike. He struck him out. Got that breaking pitch over. And LaFleur is called out on strikes to start the game. Well, the Tiger with the most hits. Tito Fuentes stepping in now. He has 7 for 25. The batting mark of 280. He's batting right-handed, and he's hitting a lot better right-handed so far than he is left. 375 right against 235 left. Oh, the outfield around toward the left a little bit on him, and the pitch is low on Tito. It's ball one. Bright, sunshiny afternoon, a little bit on the cool side here in Toronto. The battle has just started. Here's the pitch. He takes outside. 2-0, the count on Tito. A lot of folks are still coming in. Got a great deal of sunshine in this park. It's uncovered, most of it. There's a fastball over but low. And Fuentes has taken the count to 3-0. He'll be followed by Ben Ogleby. No score, we've just started. Here's the windup now by Jerry Garvin. He pitches. It's a strike. Above the knees and over the heart of the plate. LaFleur started the game. He took a call, third strike. Now Fuentes is up with a 3-1 delivery coming from Garvin. Here it is. He takes a walk. It's ball four. Oh, we've had a strikeout and a walk so far for the Tigers. Fuentes moves on down to first base. There's a little conversation there with Coach Dick Trzaskowski. And in steps Ogleby, who's hitting .238. That's 5 for 21. 4 RBIs for Ben. Thompson is the team leader and runs batted in right now with 5. Left-hand bat at the plate, left-hand pitcher on the mound, delivers. It is a strike call. Garvin has an excellent pickoff move. He picked off 15 in the Southern League in about a half a year last year, and then he said he lost count. Oh, that was 15 plus is his total. There's the throw to first, and back in time is Fuentes. Infield and double play depth on Ogleby. No score, first inning. Man on first for the Tigers. One man down. Here's a set by Garvin. And he throws to first again. And here's Fuentes. Fuentes dancing off again now, daring Garvin to throw over there once more. Off the left-hand fielder holding on the bag. Here's a set. Here's a pitch. It is in the dirt. A good stop by Ashby at the plate. 1-1 is the count. Garcia moves a little bit to his right over towards second. Trying to close that gap up the middle a little bit on Ben. Here's the set. Ogleby waits. And the pitch. He takes a strike outside corner. That was a breaking ball by Jerry Garvin. Third baseman quite wide of the bag at third and a little bit behind it. Now let's see what Ben will get on a 1-2 pitch. Fuentes with a short lead at first. Doesn't go. The pitch is a ball low. 2-2 count. Waiting on deck is Rusty Staub. No score in the first. There's a toss to first again, and Fuentes back safely. Ball dropped by Alt, but there's no damage. It's rolled a couple of feet away from him. AstroTurf covers this entire field except for the mound and the home plate area. Here's the 2-2 delivery. He swings and misses. That pitch fooled him badly. It was very wide out of the strike zone, and Ben. Here's Rusty. Rusty Staub batting .227, 5 hits now in 22 trips in 6 games. Tigers have a man on due to the walk, and they've got 2 outs, both on strikeouts. Oh, Staub choking the bat, leaning in, and waiting on the young left-hander Garvin. Garvin. He gives him a strike. That was a fastball across. A little longer lead now for Fuentes at first. Here's the pitch. Rusty swings, foul fly, hit out of play down the third base side. Garvin has very long and large. He works in a tomato packing plant and would put a green tomato between his fingers to spread them out and give him strength so he could throw that forkball. Now sets and delivers. It is a ball. He missed the far corner. 1-2 the count on Rusty Staub. Jason Thompson on deck. First inning, no score. There's a throw to first. He's back. Garvin has a big kicking motion. Throws that front foot up in your face and then hides the ball behind it as he lets it go from the glove. Long arm. He leans in, gets his sign. Now he's ready. And he pitches. It is a swing and a foul, hit out of play, back of the plate. 1-2, the count on Rusty. Tigers head out of here on their United Charter and move on to Kansas City. They'll have a night game there on Friday night. Also on Saturday night and a Sunday single afternoon game, and then they'll move on to Boston. There's a bounding ball up the glove of Garvin. Garcia gloves it at second, flips it over to Mason, the shortstop. And it is a force out at second base on Fuentes. That retires the Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left at the end of a half inning. It's Detroit nothing and Toronto coming to bat.
City National Bank hidden wandering microphone here at a competitive bank in town that would like you to believe it pays higher interest on regular savings than City National.
Sir, have you been helped?
Thank you. I was wondering how your 5% regular daily interest savings account compares with City National's 5% daily interest plus continuous compounding.
Well, where the big difference is in our tellers. You should get to know them.
Your bank just gives daily interest, right?
And we're open till 6 o'clock on Friday.
But City National gives you daily interest, then continuously compounds that daily interest for an effective annual yield of 5.20%.
And we have convenient drive-in windows.
Which is higher than your 5%, isn't it?
And we make sure every customer gets a free calendar. Here, let me get you one. I'll just be a minute.
Well, folks, if you're more interested in getting the highest bank interest possible than in getting free calendars, save at City National, where you get the best bank savings deal in town.
City National Bank. Also available at National Bank of Rochester, First National Bank of Plymouth, and First Citizens Bank in Troy. Members FDIC.
Well, we've enjoyed our stay in this beautiful city of Toronto. Fine restaurants, beautiful buildings. We've got an excellent hotel, the Hotel Toronto. The Bob care of us there. And we are now looking forward to going on to Canada. Might be a little bit warmer out in the, as they call it, as the Tigers play the defending Western Division champions out there. Pete Garcia will lead it off now for Toronto. Facing an old teammate, Ray Baird. Man from Oklahoma, Ray Baird delivers, and Pete takes the ball outside. As the last half of the first inning gets underway, the game is scoreless. Jim Mason, the former Yankee, will follow, and then it'll be Doug Ault, the first baseman. Baird pitches again. It is a wide one, and the count is 2-0. Well, some Tiger fans from Martin, Michigan are here to see the Tigers in action. Herb Johnson, Larry Johnson, Pat Clark. They are members of the Martin Teachers on Vacation Association. There's a bounding ball to short, picked off by Wagner. Throw to first. He got him, 1 up and 1 down. I'd like to be members of the Vacation Association.
The Baseball Broadcasters Vacation Association, yeah.
It's all a vacation. Here's Jim Mason. Left-hand batter taps one back to Baer. He gloves it easily. Throw to Thompson, and there's an easy second out. 2 up and 2 down for the Blue Jays. And Doug Alt will be the batter. Alt hitting .375. Hit his 3rd home run yesterday. I was watching him in the glasses as he hit that ball, and he didn't hit it well at all. He got up in the breeze and carried out of here. In fact, he was quoted later on as saying he thought it was going to be a pop-up to short right field.
Yeah. Said he was muttering to himself going down the line.
Like Alvin Dark hit one at the Polo Grounds one time. It reached the seats, and he was so mad he broke his bat at the plate. He thought he popped up. There's a line shot on 1 hop to the glove of Fuentes. Has it. Throw to first. He got him. So it's a quick 3 outs for Baer against Toronto in the first. At the end of 1, the Blue Jays nothing, the Tigers nothing.
I've got a story to tell, I'm ashamed to say, about a car that drank too much. Like a bar-hopping chump who went from pump to pump, guzzling gas and such. The way that car was drinking gas, I should have bought it in whiskey jugs. But that was before I saw the light and bought a box of Champion plugs. Fill her up, fill her up, fill her up with Champions. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champions. Better mileage and performance, and I'm not one for bragging. Since I filled her up with Champion plugs, that car's been on the wagon.
J.P. McCarthy maintains your morning merry-go-round from 6 till 10 in the morning music hall. Be sure to join him tomorrow morning here on Radio 76.
Jason Thompson batting .263. It'll be a left-hander against the left-hander. Jason has a couple of home runs, 5 RBIs. Strike called. He looked at the curve. Jerry Garvin got that one over. This game scoreless in the 2nd inning in Toronto. It is a strike. There's his fastball nipping the outside corner. Garvin off to an impressive start here against the Tigers. He won his only time out so far. He beat Chicago. Steve Kemp will bat next, and then it'll be John Wackenfuss. Lines and pitches and backs him away. 1-2, the count on young Mr. Thompson. Outfield deep to right. The wind is blowing, and it'll hold up a ball hit to straightaway center field, certainly. Here's a cut and a miss. He struck him out. That is the 3rd strikeout for Garvin. He's walked one and got the other man on the ground ball. Here's Steve Kemp, rookie left fielder, with 2 hits for 21. That's a batting mark of 95. He has a single and a home run. 3 runs batted in. Well, the outfield will play Steve straight away. Uses that 2-tone stick and stands forward in the batter's box to face the left-hander. It's a strike. There's a fastball above the knees. Garvin mixing in that forkball with his speed. And very effective. Delivers outside with the fastball to 1-1. Vern Rule and Jim Colvin will open the Kansas City series tomorrow night. Cut and a miss on the breaking pitch. Saturday night it'll be Dave Rozema against Fliddorf, and on Sunday the Tigers conclude that Kansas City series at KC. Dave Roberts versus Andy Hassler. Now the pitch on the way. He takes a wide breaking ball, 2-2. No score, 2nd inning. Tigers trying to get going here. Garvin kicks and deals. Here's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. 4 strikeouts for young Mr. Garvin. And the batter now will be John Wockenfuss, making his first start as a Tiger catcher this year.
Number 14, the catcher, John Wockenfuss.
John, so far this year, has batted twice. He does not have a hit. Got his new stance that he adopted in the winter baseball leagues. A fluttering top hand and a closed stance. He swings at the bounding ball in one hop to Mason. The shortstop guns it across to the first baseman. Alt, and the Tigers are out in a hurry. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 1.5 innings, Detroit nothing and Toronto nothing.
When Doug McAnally goes to work as a roustabout in the Yates oil field in West Texas, he doesn't work alone. He gets together with other marathon men like Leon Gentry, Phil Lemons, and Ernie Galindo. And together they go about the business of getting crude oil out of the ground. Doug McAnally could work alone, but the job wouldn't get done as well, or at all, without the help of Leon, Phil, and Ernie. Because each of them can do something the other one can't. So they get together to do it better. A company's like its people, because it is people. When Marathon found oil, our oil people got together with some pipeline people, who got together with some refining people, who got together with some service station people, so we could do it better.
We got together to do it better. We're Marathon.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
Well, our second baseman, Tito Fuentes, known as the colorful ball player, or a hot dog, as they say in the business. And Jose Cardinal told Tito last year that they had a special presentation for him during the ball game, so Tito hit out, and when they played the national anthem, Jose put a real live hot dog right at second base. For Tito, he said he didn't pay any attention to it until Cardinal flied to right field and started to run the bases, and Tito, who had put the hot dog in his pocket, threw it at him. So that's our hot dog story today. Here's Ron Fairley coming to bat, the designated batter, left-hand hitter. He takes the ball low. Fairley batting .286. Stocky left-hand batter, one of the real veterans of baseball. Bear delivers, and it is a strike called. He got a fastball over. No score. Bear rocks, pitches. Fairley hits a tapper toward third. It'll go foul. Tigers have Rodriguez at third, Wagner back at shortstop today, Fuentes at second, Thompson at first, Ogilvy in right, LaFleur center, Kemp in left, Wockenfuss is catching, and the pitcher is Bear. Fairley from the University of Southern California, and he swings at the line shot that's foul. Ooh, off the barrier down back at third. He reached up and hit a bad pitch. It looked like Yogi Berra swinging on that one. And hit it very hard. This is the 20th year in the major leagues for Ron Fairley. Now Bear delivers. There's a cut and a miss. He struck him out. He fooled him on that one. He started to hold up, but he'd gone too far. And Ray Bear racks up his first strikeout. He set down the first 4 men he's faced. Here's Sam Ewing, the left-hand batting outfielder. Sam's been up a couple of times with the White Sox, but played in only 11 games one year and 19 the other. Lewisburg, Tennessee is his hometown. Left-hand batter takes a strike. Bear ready for action, delivers. It's a half cut and a miss. Might have been tipped, I'm not sure. Nope, that's called a ball. He didn't go across on it. 1-1, the count on him. Here's the windup by Bear. The pitch is a ball low to Sam Ewing. 2-1. Sam broke into the major leagues in the first pitches he faced. Ryan, Singer, Blyleven, and Palmer. He knew then that things had to get better from then on. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It is a curve in close. 3-1 on Ewing.
Probably said he knew the pitching was better in the majors, but not that much.
Outside, he walked him. There's the first runner for Toronto. Bear walks Ewing, and Al Woods, the left fielder, will be the next man to bat.
Number 20, the left fielder, Al Woods.
Woods with 4 for 13. That's a batting mark of 308. Oakland, California product. Infield on Al is in double play depth. Ewing trying to get a lead at first base, and Thompson holding on the bag with him. Bear sets and pitches. There's a strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez backs up a couple of steps at third. Clear and sunny today in Toronto, a little bit on the cool side. Here's a ball wide of the plate. Ralph Houck was fearing when he first came in here that the weather might cancel a game or two. There's only one other trip for the Tigers. That's in mid-July, and they have a doubleheader schedule in that series. Well, it works out that they're not doubling up on the doubleheaders. There's a bounding ball back to Bear. He goes to second to Wagner. One, relay to Thompson. Double play by the Tigers, and the side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of 2, the Tigers nothing and the Blue Jays nothing.
You have heard me speak of Cordoba. Its performance, its classic styling, but something of which I am most proud is its uncommon value. This becomes apparent when Cordoba is compared to other fine automobiles. Pontiac Grand Prix, for example. Cordoba has more room for more passenger comfort, more luggage space. Cordoba even has a wider track. Most interesting. Then there are those features that cannot be compared. Like Cordoba's exclusive lean burn engine for smooth performance. Yet, the Cordoba S is priced no more than Grand Prix.
Price comparison based on manufacturer's suggested prices of comparably equipped vehicles.
Cordoba. Truly an uncommon value among fine automobiles.
See the 77 Cordoba S at your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers today. Jimmy Lantz manipulates the mid-morning mirth and music from 10 till noon. Be sure to join Jimmy tomorrow morning right here on WJR.
Rodriguez batting 158. We'll try to get something going with the Tigers. We've got a scoreless deadlock here in Toronto, beginning the third inning. And Garvin serves his curve across for a strike. Outfield around toward left on the Happy Mexican. And here comes that next delivery. He swings, and there's a base hit to right field. A bounding ball between Garcia and Alt, fielded by the right fielder Ewing. And the Tigers come up with a hit. That is the first by either team. Mark Wagner, who had a rough day with a glove yesterday, back in the lineup today. One of those things that can happen to anybody. He's hitting 200. Garvin, the lean left-hander, kicks and deal, runner goes. Here's a foul back into the seat. Rodriguez retreats to first base. Wagner stepping back into the batter's box. LaFleur will be the next batter. Garvin ready, pitches again. Wagner looks at a fastball low, and the count on Mark is 1-1. Throw to first, they've got him picked off. Here's that Garvin pickoff. Alt running the ball to Mason. Mason tags Rodriguez. It'll be the pitcher to the first baseman of the shortstop. And Aurelio is picked off by that rookie left-hander's move. One and one, the count on Wagner. Nobody on base now and one man down. No score, third inning. Garvin winds and delivers at outside delivery. 2-1 the count on young Mark. Garvin has walked 1 and struck out 4. Given up 1 hit. There's a fly lifted to right. It's deep. Going back is Ewing. Still going. Reaches up and makes the catch off the wall. He hit that wall and bounced back, but he held on to the fly ball.
Excellent catch by Sam Ewing. He really crashed into the wall and, reaching as high as he could over his head, held onto it. That's a 12-foot fence out there. The padding goes up about 8 feet.
Here's Ron LaFleur at the plate. He takes the ball outside. It was an especially tough catch because the ball was over his head hardly before he knew it. And he had to go back in a big hurry. One that was not one of those you go back and wait for it catches. Bounding ball hit deep toward second base and past the glove of Garcia, who made a diving effort but couldn't come up with it. And LaFleur turns and holds at first for the single. Well, that's one of those hits that shows you the difference in turf and artificial turf. That ball got by there in a big hurry. Here's Tito Fuentes, who walked his first time at bat. LaFleur trying to get a lead at first base. We'll see that Garvin pickoff move again. See what he'll do with Ron. Set by the left-hander. He throws to first, and LaFleur back, standing up. Well, this game is scoreless. It's in the third inning. Dominated here in the early stages by the pitchers. There's another throw to first. He's back. Big, tall left-hander. Garvin looks in to get his sign from Ashby. And delivers. It is a strike above the knees on Fuentes. Batting right-handed. Tito drew a walk in the first inning. He stands forward in the batter's box. Garvin is ready, holds it. There goes LaFleur. The pitch is outside. The throw by Ashby. Not in time. It is a stolen base for Ron LaFleur. Number 2 for Ron. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Jay Roberts pilots you into a new day on Night Flight, evenings at 11:30. It's a tradition of all-night entertainment you've come to expect here on WJR Detroit.
This is the first time either team's had a man pass first base. 2 out, a man on second, no score, third inning, and Fuentes takes a very wide pitch. Ashby wants a conference. He is asking time to be called at the plate by umpire Phillips, and he goes out and talks to the young rookie left-hander. Waiting on deck for the Tigers is Ben Oglivie. Now we're ready. Garvin sets, kicks, delivers. Here's a bounding ball to third. It's foul just outside the bag. Don't forget now, the Tigers will be coming home the 22nd of April. That'll be a day game with Baltimore. Then on the 23rd, it'll be Tiger Day. The Orioles in town at a 2:15 starting time. And Sunday is our first autograph day, a doubleheader with the Orioles. And the White Sox come in for a short series, and that'll be all in April for the Tigers at home. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Garvin racks up another strikeout, and the side retired with no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. At the end of 2.5 innings, Detroit nothing, Toronto nothing.
Get your bat ready. You're up in the Labatt's Baseball Trivia Game. Here's your pitch. Name the all-time home run champion. This one should be pretty easy, so why not relax over a cool, refreshing Labatt's Blue? Well, fans, the answer is Hammerin' Hank Aaron. The prolific Aaron cracked 755 home runs before hanging up his cleats. But here's an interesting footnote. Aaron never hit more than 50 home runs in a single season. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's Blue. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
Had a lot of fun here yesterday with a PA announcer when Jason Thompson came to bat. The man who's doing the PA said he's going to hit one out of here. Well, what he didn't know is that the microphone was on, and his prediction went all through the park. In fact, even Jason heard it. And then he did hit one out of here. Here's McKay. He's a left-hand batter against the right-handed Bear. He's a switch batter. McKay batting 400, 300 left-handed and 500 right-handed. He swings and pops it foul. It'll reach the seats back at third. Man from Scarborough caught that one. Strike one, the count. No score, third inning. It is a ball low and outside. Bears fastball. Ewing walked in the second, the only run of the Jays have had. He was erased in a double play. There's a bounding ball to Bear. He has it neatly. Throw over to Thompson, plenty of time, and there's one up and one away. Well, so far, Raymond's got them hitting the ball on the ground. All the outs have been made within the infield except one, and that was a strikeout of Ron Fairley.
Number 35, the center fielder.
Here's Gary Woods, the right-handed batting center fielder. Batting 167, and he takes a breaking ball above the knees. Strike one. Bear delivers, and it's in the dirt. 1-1. Gary bends at the knees. Lanky right-hand batter. Swings at the high hopper over the mound. Fuentes grabs it and then can't make the play. He had it and was ready to throw, and it slipped away from him. Did not look like too tough a play to me. I thought he'd make it. But either in trying to transfer the ball from the glove to the hand, it slipped or it slipped in his glove and hit the artificial turf. Well, the scorer has not sent his decision out yet. We'll wait for it. Here's Ashby at the plate. And he takes the ball outside. Well, my personal opinion would be that I would score that as an error. But we'll have to wait and see what the official scorer says. Gary Woods edges off. There's a pitch out, but he's not moving. And Neil McCarl, the official scorer, says that Woods reached first base on an error. Charge an error to Fuentes. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and fouled away. They had him moving then. Good pitch to run on, 2-0 with one man down. Ashby is wearing contact lenses now. Remember Denny McLean's contact lenses? He had one color in one eye and another in another. If he could ever find them, they were usually lost. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Runner doesn't go. It is a ball outside. One on, one out. Tigers and the Blue Jays are tied 0-0. The Jays at bat in the third inning. Now the set by Bear. Runner goes. Ball is hit the right field. It'll be a base hit. Fielded on one hop by Ogilvy. Rounding second, heading for third is Wood. Here's the throw. He's in time. And holding it first on a long single is Ashby. Oh, Toronto has the game's first threat. Man at first and a man at third and one man down. That's the first hit off Bear. Now Pedro Garcia will be the batter. First time up, Pete bounced to shortstop. The Tigers will play for the double play here. Thompson will hold with the runner Ashby at first base. And the Bear will be keeping his eye on that man at third, Gary Woods. Oh, here's Pete Garcia waiting, and the right-handed batter takes a cut and hits a fly ball to center. They'll drop in for a hit to score a run. 1-0 Toronto. Scoring is Woods on the single by Garcia. He ripped that first pitch right into center field, and Ashby holds it second. So with one away, as Woods reached first base on the error, Ashby singled him to third, and he came home on a single by Garcia. Jim Mason, the left-handed batting shortstop at the plate. And once again, the Tigers set their infield in double play depth. It is a ball outside from Baer. Mason leaning and waiting. Raymond delivers. There's a cut and a miss. Pitch in under the hands, and the count is even 1-1. Native of Mobile, Alabama, Jim Mason, who played formerly with Washington and Texas and the New York Yankees. Last year with the Yanks. Strike. He got the outside corner with a fastball. 1-2, the count on Jim Mason. On first, Garcia. Mason takes outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count now. Outfield on Mason is just about straight up. He waits on that 2-2 delivery from Ray. Here it comes. He takes outside, high and wide. Make it a full count on Jim Mason. Leans in, waiting now on the full count delivery. Here it comes. The runners go. The ball is popped in the air, and the infield fly rule is invoked. Wagner is under it, and he makes the catch. Well, the runners retreat and hold on. Mason popping to short. And the big hero here in Toronto, with his booming bat, Doug Ault, the first baseman, will be the next man to bat. Ault bounced out to Fuentes, his only trip so far. Montgomery off and running as they try to win another Southern League pennant. They've won their first 2 games under Eddie Brinkman. Here's a drive foul back in the seats behind first base. Mike Burns, a one-time Alma College star, won the season opener. And the Etobicoke resident, Sheldon Burnside, was the winner last night over Columbus. All waiting, and the Bear holds his set now, but it's a ball outside. He was tempted on that one. Lakeland opens tonight. They're managed by Jim Leland. They won the pennant last year. And they play Winter Haven tonight at Joker Marchant Stadium. 1-1, the count on all. 1-0 the score. Blue Jays lead the Tigers. Here's a strike in above the knees. Evansville opens tomorrow evening against Omaha. And Les Moss is the triplet manager. We wish all those Tiger affiliates the best of luck this season. Now the set and the pitch. Swing a tapper back to Baer. He has it. Here's a throw to Thompson, and the inning's over. But the Blue Jays take the lead. They get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error. They leave 2, and at the end of 3, it is Toronto 1 and Detroit 0.
When Fred Cousins goes to work on the Marathon Pipeline in Powell, Wyoming, he doesn't work alone. He gets together with guys like Tom Graham, Merle Sievers, and John Sparger. And together they go about the business of maintaining the pipeline. Fred Cousins could work alone. The job wouldn't get done as well, or at all, without the help of Tom, Merle, and John. Because each of them can do something the other one can't. So they get together to do it better. A company is like its people, because it is people. When Marathon found oil, our oil people got together with some pipeline people, who got together with some refining people, who
got together with some service station people so we could do it better.
We got together to do it better. We're Marathon.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
Mark Avery monitors the afternoon arrivals and departures from 3 till 6 in the music hall. Join Mark after Tiger baseball this afternoon right here on the Goodwill Station.
Ogilvy to lead it off for the Tigers. Let's tune in on Paul Carey.
Thank you, Ernie. Benji struck out swinging his first time up. Garvin has fanned 5 in the ball game. He's into the windup. The left-hander delivers. It's in for a strike. Garvin pitched 8 innings in his opening effort on Sunday and got the victory over the White Sox, but he only struck out 2 in the entire ball game. He's already struck out 5 here today. Outside for a ball. A ball and a strike on Oakley. He'll be followed by Staub and Thompson in the Tiger 4th inning. 1-0 Toronto. Jerry Garvin ready. He delivers. There's a ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Garcia scoops it up over to first in time. Oakley is out. Batter now, Rusty Staub.
Number 10, the designated hitter, Rusty.
Rusty bounced into a force out in the first inning. Clear and cool here in Toronto for the finale of this series today. A pitch from Garvin is taken for a strike. Now he's ready again. Here's the pitch. It's a little low. Rusty checking in time. Garvin kicks high and fires outside, 2-1. And Garvin has that high kick, according to the biographical information here in Toronto. He picked it up after watching his boyhood hero, Juan Marichal, kick high out on the West Coast. There's a fly ball hit to left field. Backing up is Al Woods. He's there, makes the catch. Now, Rusty going with a pitch, fly to the opposite field, 2 down. And the batter will be Jason Thompson.
Number 30, the first baseman, Jason Thompson.
Jason struck out his first time up. The left-hander against the left-hander. Garvin kicks high. Here's the pitch. A little high for ball 1. Plate umpire today, Dave Phillips. Larry McCoy at first, Durwood Merrill at second, and Don Denkinger at third. A pitch from Garvin. Ball 2. It squirts away from Alan Ashby. Rick Cerrone out with a broken thumb. They figure he'll be sidelined for about 3 weeks. Has not been placed on the disabled list. They're not going to call up anybody. Alan Ashby will handle most of the chores behind the plate. A foul back up this way. Ernie? Oh, a little too low. 2 balls, 1 strike on Thompson. 2 out, bases empty in the top of the 4th inning. Toronto leads it 1-0. Ashby is backed up by Phil Ruth, the veteran catcher, and Sam Ewing, playing in the outfield today, can also do some catching. So it was felt that no need to call up Ernie Whitt, who's got to play regularly at AAA. A ball outside, bouncing back to the backstop. 3-1 now on Thompson. Whitt, the native of the Detroit area, is playing at Charleston. He was cut just at the end of the season, reassigned. All 4 as Thompson draws a walk, the second issued by Garvin. And that'll bring up Steve Kemp. Steve struck out his first time up. Kemp with just 2 hits so far this season. One a single, and the other a home run. Slim left-hander Jerry Garvin on the mound. He's just 21 years of age. He fires in for a strike. Garvin has a good ability to change speeds. As Ernie pointed out, he throws a fork ball on occasion. Been very effective for him. Thompson at first, a toss over there, and he gets back in time. That high leg kick extending it out toward first base, and he's got that good move. He can come to the plate or go to the first with it. Well, Flo seemed to read the move very well when he stole earlier in the game. Another throw to first. Thompson is back. Well, Garvin has already picked off one Tiger. Rodriguez got picked off first base. There's the pitch to the plate. Swung on, a high fly ball lifted to center field. It's deep. Woods may have the room. Gary back on the warning track, makes the catch. Just a couple of steps in front of the fence, about 400 feet away. That retires the Tigers here in the fourth inning as Kemp flies deep to center. No runs, no hits, a walk, no errors, and one Tiger left. Toronto comes to bat in their half of the fourth inning. It's the Blue Jays 1 and the Tigers nothing.
Where America shops.
And right now, all Detroit area Sears stores are having a fantastic store-wide sale. You'll find outstanding values on appliances, like a big 19.6 cubic foot all-frostless upright freezer for only $399.88. A 3-cycle Kenmore washer and dryer, both for only $429. A 17 cubic foot top freezer refrigerator with built-in automatic ice maker, only $499.88. A cool cooking microwave oven with defrost cycle, only $259.88. Sears Power-Made vacuum with 10-inch beater brush and attachments, only $129.97. In the television department, you can save $80 on Sears Best 19-inch diagonal measure sensor touch color TV, now only $399. And if you've been wanting a CB for your car, well, now you can buy Sears 40-channel CB with antenna for only $95.88. Most sale prices end April 16th. So hurry to Sears now.
It's the bottom of the fourth inning here at Exhibition Stadium on the Canadian Exhibition Grounds. Stadium that is still being worked on, especially in the press area here. A lot of electrical work has to be completed. We're getting some ticker service today, which was unavailable before, but still no contact at all with the rest of the press box area. Here's Sam Ewing, Ron Fairley will lead it off for the Blue Jays in the fourth inning against Ray Bear. The pitch to him, pop foul behind the plate, back up this way. And on the glassed-in patio, Ray Bear into the motion. The pitch Fairley takes low for ball one. 1-1 on Fairley. Ewing on deck. He'll be followed by Al Woods. Bear getting the sign from John Walkenfuss. Delivers a little high. 2-1. Ray has struck out one, walked one, allowed 2 hits. The Jays coming up with their run in the third inning. On an error, a single by Ashby and a single by Garcia. Strike called. He clipped the outside corner with a pretty pitch. 2-2. The count now on Fairley. Vern Rule will open up the Kansas City series tomorrow night. He'll be opposed by Jim Colburn. Fairley swings, fouls it back into the seats again. Tigers will use Rosema on Saturday and Roberts on Sunday against the KC Royals. Splittorff and Hassler also in that series for Kansas City. Inside, almost hit Fairley. So full count on the leadoff man for Toronto here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Now 38 years of age, Ron Fairley. All but a few games of his long career in the National League. He swings, bounces one to the right side. Thompson gloves it, underhands to Bear, who covers and makes the play at first base. Good play by Ray, getting over quickly. There's one down in the fourth inning. That'll bring up Sam Ewing.
Number 5, the right fielder, Sam Ewing.
Sam walked his first time up. Well, the wind blowing in toward the plate, but it's a swirling wind out here in this ballpark. Swing and a miss by Ewing. It's caused some problems with balls in the air to the outfield. It caused some of the problems yesterday involved in that sloppily played contest. Didn't affect the ground balls or the short throws, however. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Base is empty, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Toronto batting, they lead 1-0. Ray Bear delivers, swung on and missed. Strike 2. Bear waiting for Fairley to get settled, or rather for Ewing to get settled in the batter's box. The windup, the pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Very short screen here at Exhibition Stadium, where the fans in the stands get an awful lot of souvenir baseballs. Ray Bear, a young man from Miami, is celebrating a birthday tomorrow. That one's low, bouncing up in front of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ewing. According to my information, Ray will be 28 tomorrow. Ray started 21 times last year, pitched 9 times in relief. There's strike 3 called. Ewing looked and shouldn't have. Well, that's the second strikeout for Bear. And it'll bring up Al Woods, who bounced into a double play his first time up.
Number 20, the left fielder, Al Woods.
Former member of the Minnesota organization, Al Woods, left-hand batter, bounces right back to the mound. Bear gloves it and tosses to first. Bear has played his position very well out there today. He's got a lot of action on the mound. That's all for the Blue Jays. They go down 1-2-3 after 4 innings of play. It's Toronto 1, the Tigers nothing.
While we have this break in the baseball action, let's take a look at the WJR Weather Center forecast from John McMurray. Mild conditions will carry through today, and for Greater Detroit, the WJR Weather Center forecast calls for mostly sunny and mild weather. We're expecting a high temperature today in the 61 to 64 degree range, and then for tonight, mostly fair and cool. The overnight low temperature, 40 to 43. For tomorrow, Friday, becoming cloudy during the day, but continued mild. The high temperature tomorrow, again in the 60s, the 64 to 66 range to be exact. Here is a note from the WJR Weather Center. The 30-day outlook for temperatures and precipitation over the area may be a bit above normal. Under sunny skies right now, the official temperature in Detroit is 63 degrees out at Metro Airport. The relative humidity, a low 29%. The winds are out of the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour, gusting at times to 21 miles per hour. And the barometer's at 30.20 inches, and it's steady. Now let's get back to Toronto and more Tiger baseball.
Here's John Walkenfuss to lead off the 5th inning for the Tigers. They trail 1-0. Jerry Garvin, the rookie left-hander, into the motion. Here's the pitch to John. He takes a slow one in for a called strike. Give him an off-speed pitch. Tigers have 2 hits. They both came in the 3rd inning. Singles by Rodriguez and LaFleur. Ground ball past the glove of the pitcher. In behind second is Garcia. He's got it over to first in time to get Walkenfuss. Well, there's 1 down in the Tiger 5th inning. It'll bring up Rodriguez, who singled to right his first time up. Radio was picked off after reaching base on his leadoff single in the 3rd inning. Both teams with 2 hits. 1-0 Toronto. Here in the 5th, Garvin rocks, kicks high, and fires a little bit low for ball 1. Garvin was picked in the 1st round of the expansion draft by Toronto. Outside, ball 2. The manager of the ball club here, Roy Hartsfield, had seen him pitch against his Hawaii team in the Pacific Coast League playoffs last year, although he beat his team, Hartsfield's team, beat Garvin's team, and beat Garvin. He liked what he saw. There's a chopper foul to the left of the plate. 2 balls and a strike on Rodriguez. A couple of years ago, Garvin was throwing them for Reno, Nevada. and had a great season. Won 17 and lost only 5, and his battery mate at the time also made a big jump last year, Butch Weiniger. Came out of that Reno team. Here's the pitch from Garvin. Swung on. There's a line drive to left field. Al Woods right there makes the catch. Now, Rodriguez really hit it on the nose, pulled the ball to left field. Woods moved about a step and a half to his right, reached up and made the catch. 2 out in the Tiger fifth inning. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
With spring in full bloom, how does your garden grow? Get a head start on the planting season with special tips and green thumb information from the experts. All this week right here on WJR Detroit.
Wagner swings at the first pitch and bounces out short to first. Well, the Tigers are retired in order in the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 4.5 innings, it's Toronto 1, the Tigers nothing.
Plymouth Volare. Truly a beautiful and comfortable automobile. So beautiful and comfortable, in fact, some people still think it's expensive. But it's not. Compare Volare to Granada, for instance. Did you know that the Volare Premier sedan is priced at least $430 less than a Granada Ghia sedan? Based on a comparison of manufacturers' suggested retail prices for comparably equipped models with automatic transmission. Yet Plymouth Volare gives you more room for so much less money. At least $430 less than Granada. Buy or lease a new Plymouth Volare.
Come ride Volare today. Ride small, the comfortable way. Volare.
See the 77 Volare at your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers today.
Here we come in the bottom of the fifth inning. Toronto in front of the Tigers, 1-0 in a well-played and well-pitched ball game so far. Jerry Garvin, Ray Bear, both doing an excellent job. We've got some Detroiters out on hand here today. They just announced members of the senior class of Roseville High School in Roseville, Michigan on hand. I met Rick Stoll and his mother and dad from Birmingham, Michigan on hand to watch the Tigers. I think they're waiting for someone to finish walking from behind the plate. I don't know whether he's a cameraman or what. Taking a slow saunter on the warning track. Now we're ready to go. Leading off for Toronto here in the fifth inning is Dave McKay. Switch hitting. He's batting left-handed against Bear. Bouncer into the glove of Bear as he leaps forward to his left. Flips to Thompson. McKay is out. And Bear again showing some alacrity getting off the mound. That's 6 assists for Bear already in this ball game. There's Gary Woods, safe on an error by Fuentes in the third inning. He scored the game's only run. Bouncer down the left field line, past the glove of Rodriguez. Perhaps extra bases. Woods heads around first, heading for second. In the corner, Kemp digs the ball up and fires it up the line, and Woods holds at second with a double. That one just inside the bag and out of the reach of Rodriguez. Well, the first extra base hit of the ball game. Woods at second with one down. The batter will be Alan Ashby, another switch hitter. He singled to right his first time up. Bear ready to work. Goes to the set. Here's the pitch. Swung on. A fly ball lifted to left field toward the corner. Kemp going over to his right. Has the room. Makes the catch. And heading back to second is Woods. So there are 2 down now with Woods at second. And the batter will be Pedro Garcia at the top of the batting order. Tigers are wearing new socks today. They've got some brand new stretch socks that have 6 orange rings around them, and the other ones I believe were 4, and they're somewhat different looking. In fact, several of the Tigers are wearing their their pants up a little higher, exposing those rings today. Here's the pitch. It's high and inside. Ball 1 on Pedro. Guess it makes them look more tigerish out there. John Hiller thought it makes it look a little old-fashioned. He put his cap down over his ears and tugged his pants way up high and drew a large laugh from the clubhouse. There's a swing and a miss. A ball and a strike on Garcia. Oh, Pedro singled in the third inning, looped one to center that drove in the game's only run, scoring Woods from third. Woods is at second now with 2 down in the 5th inning. They're taking a little extra time. He sets. The 1-1 pitch to Pedro. A pop-up. Over the infield to the right side. Thompson near the bag, battling the wind and the sun, makes the catch. Fair ball by about a step. Now that's all for the Blue Jays in the 5th inning. They get a runner to second, but no further. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. After 5 innings, it's Toronto 1, the Tigers nothing.
Here's something you ought to know. The fresher your spark plugs, the better your car's mileage. It's just that simple.
Fill her up with Champions. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champions.
The folks at Champion tested cars like yours all across the country. They found that replacing worn plugs with a fresh set of Champion spark plugs can improve your mileage and performance. So if that sounds good to you, fill her up with Champions, the world's #1 seller.
Fill her up, fill her up, fill her up with Champions. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champions. Pull out the old, plug in the new. Fill her up with Champions. Fill her up with Champions. Fill her up with Champions.
This game is being brought to you by Labatt's, brewed in Canada since 1828. By your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers. See all their 77 models. By Marathon Oil Company, people who got together to do it better. By the Champion Spark Plug Company. The fresher your plugs, the better your mileage. By City National Bank, where you get the best bank savings deal in town. By Sears, where America shops. And by the Detroit News, who extend their best wishes for a winning season. Go Tigers. Now, back to Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey for more baseball action.
One pitch here in the top of the 6th inning, fouled off a bunt attempt by LaFleur. Ron looks at the next one outside for ball 1-1-1 on LaFleur. LaFleur, Fuentes, and Ogilvy leading off the 6th inning for the Tigers, who trail 1-0. Garvin delivers. There's a fly ball lifted to right field. Coming on is Ewing. It'll drop in front of him as Garcia raced back, and LaFleur loops a single to right, his 2nd straight hit. The 3rd single of the ball game for the Tigers. Well, the last time Ron got on, there was no score in the ball game, and he stole 2nd with 2 down. And really, never seen him get in so easily as he did that time. He somehow read that good move of Jerry Garvin. Now, let's see if he reads it correctly this time. Shortstop Mason coming over to the mound to talk to Garvin. Maybe Ron picked up something in his motion, which indicates to him that he's already committed himself to go to the plate. Gets that big lead. He's got 1 foot on the edge of the carpet, the other in the sliding area. Now there's a toss to first, and LaFleur gets back. Nobody out. LaFleur at first base. Fuentes batting right-handed. LaFleur gets his lead again and draws another throw, but he's back. Garvin has struck out 5, walked 2, and allowed 3 singles. Pitched very well against the Tigers. Here's the set. And a throw to first. He had to dive back, and he almost was picked off that time. Wow. Boy, he really put some steam on that throw to first that time. It looked to be a different motion out on the mound. And LaFleur had to go diving back, reaching out with the hand. Now, Ron's going to challenge him. He goes. He's picked off. The throw behind. The throw down to second is high. He is safe at second base. Well, the speed of LaFleur did that. Ron took off. He had him picked off. The throw went to first base. Alt's throw to the shortstop, Mason, was high, and Jim just couldn't bring it down in time to get Ron. So it goes as a stolen base for LaFleur. His second of the ball game, his third of the season. Fuentes still waiting for the first pitch. Here's the set. And the pitch to Tito. He squares, bumps foul, back up into the seats. Tito has walked and taken a, or rather, struck out in the third inning. A swinging strikeout. Garvin into the stretch. Looks back at LaFleur twice. Now pitches. Inside, 1-1 on Fuentes. From Havana, Cuba, Tito Fuentes. There's the set. And the pitch from Garvin. Inside for a ball. Tito very interested in the possibility of Major League Baseball team playing some exhibition ball down in Cuba. I suggested that they band together a group of Cubans playing in the major leagues and take them down there. He says that's exactly what Castro does not want. Inside and low for a ball at 3-1. In other words, Tito figuring that by showing the Cubans what is possible in the United States, that it would be a setback to the Castro regime. Fuentes with a 3-1 count on him. Look back at LaFleur. Now Garvin bluffs him back to the bag. Nobody coming in behind at all. A set now by Garvin. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and bounced foul to the left side. He bounced that one off his foot. Well, we've been here now for 4 games, and we got the treatment of the double anthems, the Star-Spangled Banner and O Canada for Canada. Interesting to see the reaction of the players, and especially the umpire. Every game, one of the umpires at least has donned his cap after the Star-Spangled Banner and then quickly gets it off again because the strains of O Canada begin. Here's the pitch to Fuentes. There's a little pop-up toward short. Mason has it. LaFleur has to check back quickly to the bag at second. It's a little soft liner out toward shortstop. There's one down. Ron at second base, and Ogilvie is the batter. It's 1-0 Toronto.
Number 22.
The Blue Jays with 1 out in the third inning. Got a man aboard when Gary Woods was safe on an error by Fuentes. Couldn't handle the high bouncer over the mound. He moved to third on a single by Ashby and scored on Garcia's single to center. 1-0. Now Garvin taking a little extra time. Looking in, getting the sign from Ashby. There's the pitch. Way outside, it gets by Ashby, bouncing back to the backstop. That's a wild pitch. No question about that one. It was way wide and way short. It's just a bad release by the pitcher Jerry Garvin that time. So LaFleur's at third base. Tying run at third with 1 down. Ogilvie with 4 RBIs this season. Ben has 1 home run. He got that one yesterday with a man aboard. A 1-0 pitch to Benji. He swings, fouled, out of play. Back up into the seats to the left field side. .62", 170-pounder Ben Ogilvie waiting on the next delivery from Garvin. Here it comes. Strike called. Took a look at one. LaFleur at third base, 1 down. Ron, not much of a lead down the line. The pitch to the plate, swung on and bounced foul. That pitch was outside the strike zone, but Ogilvie with a 2-strike count on him, just protecting the plate. Rusty Staub on deck. The stretch and the pitch to Ogilvie. A bouncer to first. Alt has it. He looks across the diamond at LaFleur and checks him and makes the tag of the bag at first. The put out on Ogilvy, unassisted by Alt at first base. LaFleur had no chance to come home. Alt made the good pickup on the sharp ground ball. Immediately looked at third, and LaFleur didn't dare go anywhere. So there are 2 down. Now, and it's up to Rusty Staub if the Tigers are going to do anything here in the 6th inning. Staub is 0 for 2. He has bounced into a force out and fly to left. Garvin kicks high and fires. There's a check swing strike called on Staub. Infield swung to right a little bit. Curve caught the corner. Pretty pitch. An off-speed breaking ball by Garvin. And he caught Staub just simply looking at that one. He was no way was he going to go fishing for it. A very pretty pitch. 2 quick strikes on Staub. Now let's see Rusty protect that plate. Into the motion. Garvin looks at third. The pitch to Staub. High and wide. Ball 1. 1-0 Toronto. LaFleur at third. 2 down. The pitch to Staub. High for a ball. 2-2. Well, Rusty has a lot of friends in the Toronto area, around here in Ontario. When he was playing for Montreal, he spent the off-season in this area promoting the Expos. Swing and a miss. He struck out. That's all for the Tigers in the 6th inning. They get a man to third. No further. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. 1 man left. Here comes Toronto to bat. In their half of the 6th inning, the Blue Jays lead it 1-0.
When Bob McDaniel goes to work at a cat cracker at the Marathon Refinery in Robinson, Illinois, he doesn't work alone. He gets together with Eldon Cooper, Keith Mason, and Werner Ferguson, and together they go about the business of turning heavy oils into gasoline and fuel oil. Bob McDaniel could work alone, but the job wouldn't get done as well or at all without the help of Eldon, Keith, and Werner, because each of them brings something special to the job. They get together to do it better. A company is like its people, because it is people. When Marathon found oil, our oil people got together with some pipeline people, who got together with some refining people, who got together with some service station people, so we could do it better.
We got together to do it better. We're Marathon.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
Blue Jays coming to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning against Ray Bear, who's pitched an excellent ball game. He's given up just 3 hits, a couple of singles and a double. An error helping the Blue Jays score their only run in the 3rd inning. They lead it 1-0. Here's Jim Mason. There's a base hit to right field. A solid line drive quickly on a couple of hops to Ben Ogilvy. Oh, Mason, cutting at the very first pitch, is on first. Nobody out. Doug Ault will be the batter. Got a pretty good crowd out here at Exhibition Stadium for the finale of this series. Their team goes on the road, and I guess a lot of them wanted to come out and bid them goodbye, see them for the last time in a week. In fact, they're visiting 3 cities, I believe, on this trip. A lot of vacant office chairs, I believe, in downtown Toronto today. Here's the pitch from Bear. It's bunted, missed by Ault. Strike 1 on Doug. Jim Campbell has given me the tip on how to figure out Celsius, the temperature reading over here. Listening to the radio, said, oh, it's going to be a beautiful day yesterday, or was it today? They said it might reach a high of 20. It felt kind of cold. The runner goes. Swung on and missed. The throw to second will not be in time. It hits the runner, bounces over the glove of Wagner, and into left field. Kemp picks it up, and racing for third is Mason. Kemp runs the ball back in. The throw by Walkenfuss was not a good one. 2 Fuentes covering, and it hit on one bounce into the runner, bounced over the glove of Wagner out into left field. Mark making a lunge for it. Tito could not come anywhere near it, and Kemp had to pick it up in left field. to make sure Mason did not score. So it'll be a stolen base and an error charged to the catcher. Well, the Blue Jays have a great scoring opportunity with a runner at third and nobody out. A 2-strike count on Doug Ault. Bear has his work cut out. Ground ball towards short. Wagner has the big hop, holds the runner at third, throws to first, got him. Now that one paid off with a infield drawn in fairly tight. Wagner giving away a little bit on the left side with a right-hand batter. Well, Mason remains at third base with one down. That ball took an odd last hop to Wagner, and he played it very well. There's Ron Fairley. Fairley has struck out and grounded out to Thompson at first. Infield up tight again. One down. Mason at third. The pitch to Fairley. A pop foul. It'll be out of play behind third. Now I'll give you that formula for figuring the temperature off Celsius pretty soon here, if I can remember it. Not all that accurate, but close enough. The pitch from Bear, high and inside for a ball. Mr. Campbell says to multiply the Celsius degrees by 2 and add 30, and you come up with Fahrenheit. There's a long fly ball toward the left field corner. Maybe foul, maybe fair. It's a fair ball. Bounces off the wall. The run scores. Fairley digs for second. He's in with a double. Fly ball that hit fair by just a few feet down in the corner. One hop off the fence. Mason trotting in from third. And that's 2-0 Toronto on the two-bagger by Ron Fairley. He's at second, one away, Sam Ewing. The left-hand power-hitting a batter at the plate. Conversation at the mound between Walkenfuss and Bear. And a little stirring now in the Tiger bullpen. Blue Jays in front 2-0. They have 2 hits in this inning. They steal an error setting up that run. And the intentional pass will be coming here to Ewing, the first one wide. And to fill the void at first and set up the potential for a force at third or a double play. Third one now wide. This will be the second walk given up by Bear. There's ball 4. Ewing given an intentional pass. Runners at first and second, one out. And Al Woods, the batter, he has already bounced into a double play once in this game. The other time he tapped back to the pitcher. Both times he has grounded to the pitcher. The first time, Bear converted it into a double play. Fairley at second, Ewing at first, one away, one run in. The pitch to Woods. He check swing bounces one foul into the Toronto dugout. In and back out again. Artificial surface throughout the field here at Exhibition Stadium, and it is quite spongy. Bear taking a little extra time. 2 on, 1 down. The pitch to the plate. Fly ball down the left field line. Chasing it is Kemp. It may drift foul and out of play. It does. Up into the grandstand. Now, Bear is quickly ahead of Al Woods with a 2-strike count on him. Woods waiting on Bear. Here's the set. The 2-strike pitch. High with a fast one. A 1-2. Tigers have a 3-game series coming up in Kansas City. Night games tomorrow night and Friday night. That's the first night game for the Tigers this season tomorrow night, other than those at Marchant Stadium in spring training. Ground ball to short. Wagner has it. May get 2 to Fuentes for 1. The relay double play, and the strategy worked. But the Blue Jays add a run. They pick up a run on 2 hits, 1 Tiger error, and 1 runner was left on base. After 6 innings of play, it's Toronto 2, Detroit nothing.
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Martin, WJR News.
Garvin has been a tough pitcher against them today. He's fanned 6 and walked 2. The Tigers have had only a couple of scoring opportunities against them. Ron Lepore getting the second, 1 inning to third, another. But they've been held scoreless. Ready in the 7th, and here's Ernie.
Thank you, Paul. It's Jason Thompson at the bat, and the left-hander delivers to Jason, who takes a ball over but low. Ball 1. Thompson struck out in the second. He walked in the 4th inning. Left-hander versus a left-hander here in the 7th. Here's a foul fly lifted in the seats to the third base side. 1-1 on Jason. Garvin had 5 strikeouts in the first 3 innings, and he didn't pick up his 6th one until the final out of the 6th when he got Rusty Staub in that clutch situation. The bounding ball to left, base hit by Jason Thompson. He punched a ground single between McKay and Mason, the third baseman and the shortstop. Now the Tigers get their leadoff man on. That's the third time they've done it in the game. And here comes Kemp, young Steve Kemp, the left fielder. All the Tiger hits have been singles, 2 by LaFleur, 1 by Thompson, and 1 by Rodriguez. Steve Kemp, the batter, man on first base, Thompson. 2-0, the Blue Jays in the lead. Here's a ball outside, ball 1, the count on him. John Hiller beginning to heat up in the Tiger bullpen. Foucault was up last inning. Now John's loosening a little bit. Set by Garvin, the young left-handed delivers. There's a high fly, short left field, going back Mason. Coming in is Al Woods, the left fielder, and it is Woods to put it away. Thompson, playing halfway, retreats to first base safely. Here's Wackenfuss, the Tiger catcher. It's bounced to short and grounded out to second base. It was Jose Pagan who suggested that new batting stance during the Winter League to Wackenfuss. Some baseball people say that hitting can be taught, adjustments can be made. Others say that either you're a hitter or you're not a hitter. Here's a ball in too close. George Selkirk once said that either a man can hit or he can't, and most hitters are hurt rather than helped by well-meaning coaches. And a lot of hitting is in the head, and that too many hitters are defensive hitters. They're not aggressive enough. There's a long belt to left field. Maybe going back is Woods, and he won't get it. Is it a home run for Wackenfuss to tie the ball game? It cleared the barrier in the lower part of the stands in left field, down near the corner, and the Tigers are even with the Blue Jays at 2-2 in the 7th inning. And that homer sends a free case of Superior potato chips to the Capuchin Community Center. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. That's the first home run that Garvin has allowed in his Major League career. Here's Rodriguez, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. 2-2, the game tied in the 7th. Wind up, and the pitch, it is a ball low. Outfield around the left on radio here in the 7th. The game deadlocked at 2-2 now. There's another low pitch, 2-1, the count on him. Here's the motion, here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Sunday mornings are something special here on Radio 76 when Ted Strasser hosts Patterns in Music, a superb blend of words and music with a unique theme. Every Sunday from 8 a.m. till noon here on the Goodwill Station.
Rodriguez takes a breaking ball too wide. That'll make it a full count on him. 2-2 tie, 7th inning. 1 out, nobody on with the Tigers. A home run by Wackenfuss tying the ball game. And there's a cut and a miss on the 4th ball. Struck him out. The 7th strikeout by Garvin. Here's Wagner, who's 0 for 2. Brukovich is throwing in the bullpen now, the right-handed Pete Brukovich for the Blue Jays. John Hiller throwing in the Tiger bullpen. Here's Wagner at the plate, the right-handed batting shortstop. He cuts and it's a bounding ball to first. Alt has it. Breaks to the bag, makes the play unassisted, and the side retired. But the Tigers tied on the single by Thompson and the home run by Wackenfuss. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and none left. We go to the last half of the 7th. Toronto 2, Detroit 2.
City National Bank hidden wandering microphone here at a competitive bank in town that would like you to believe it pays higher interest on regular savings than City National.
Sir, have you been helped?
Thank you. I was wondering how your 5% regular daily interest savings account compares with City National's 5% daily interest plus continuous compounding.
Well, where the big difference is in our tellers. You should get to know them.
Your bank just gives daily interest, right?
And we're open till 6 o'clock on Friday.
But City National gives you daily interest, then continuously compounds that daily interest for an effective annual yield of 5.20%.
And we have convenient drive-in windows.
Which is higher than your 5%, isn't it?
And we make sure every customer gets a free calendar. Here, let me get you one. I'll just be a little...
Well, folks, if you're more interested in getting the highest bank interest possible than in getting free calendars, save at City National, where you get the best bank savings deal in town.
City National Bank. Also available at National Bank of Rochester, First National Bank of Plymouth, and First Citizens Bank in Troy. Members FDIC.
Dave McKay, the switch batting third baseman, will lead it off now against Ray Baer. Dave's been up twice. Each time Baer tossed him out. Baer's had 6 assists and 1 putout through the first 6 innings. He's been a busy man with the glove as well as with the arm. The left-handed batting McKay takes a half cut and fouls it away. It's over toward the Tiger dugout. Little grounder rolling into the dugout. Home run by Wackenfuss, tying the ball game in the Tiger 7th inning. That's the 5th Tiger home run of the year. There's a ball low in the dirt. Good pickup by Wackenfuss, and the count even 1-1. McKay waiting. Here it comes. He slices a foul. It will be out of play. Back into the seat. Don't forget the scoreboard show now with Paul Carey, and the game's over. He'll have all the scores from other games for you. 1-2, the count on McKay. Baer into the motion, delivers. Here's a bounding foul just outside of first. Bouncing down toward the Tiger bullpen where Coach Jim Hegan is protecting everybody with a mitt. Don't forget the Tigers will be home now on the 22nd of April, a series with Baltimore. Then the White Sox will follow. Here's a foul upstairs. Here's the motion by Baer. The pitch is fouled away right down below us. Well, they get all kind of clothing out here. You see guys walking around in shorts and others in overcoats. Two tie, 7th inning. The Blue Jays at bat. Baer delivers. Here's a bounding ball hit by McKay to Fuentes. He has it. The flip over to Thompson in time. And Dave McKay is out second to first. The Tiger outfield has handled only 1 fly so far. Alan Ashby hit a slicing drive to left that Kemp picked off for the second out of the 5th inning. Everything else has either been on the ground or via the strikeout route. Here is Woods, who scored the first run and then had a double in the 5th inning. First time up, he got on in there. A bounding ball to Fuentes. His second baseman flips it over to Thompson. And they're 2 down, both the same way, second to first. That will bring to the plate the switch batting Alan Ashby, who's had a single and a fly to left.
Number 8, the catcher, Alan Ashby.
Batting left-handed against Ray Baer, and he looks at a strike call, a fastball in there. Blue skies, a lot of sunshine, and a little bit of a chill in the air here in Toronto. Here it comes. He swings and taps a foul out of play. That one rolling back to the screen. Well, there he is, Mr. Ernie Miller from the London Free Press, drifting over. 2 out, nobody on, 2-2 tie. Here it comes. He takes the fastball outside. 1-2, the count on him. Ashby, a fine young catcher. They're blessed with good catchers on this ball club. He looks, it's too wide. 2-2, the count on him. Pete Garcia, leadoff man, waiting at the on-deck circle. Walkenfuss tied the game with a home run here in the 7th inning. There's a wide one, make it a full count. He's trying to get him to go for that outside pitch, and Allen will have no part of it. Bear's gone all the way, so has Garvin, the Blue Jay pitcher. Now Raymond into action again, kicks him to the viz. He walked him, it was outside. Same spot those last couple of pitches. That'll be the third walk off Ray Bear. He struck out 1, and he's given up 5 hits. Each team has 5 hits. Here's Pete Garcia, the former Tiger. He drove in a run in the 3rd inning to break a scoreless tie. He has also bounced to short and popped to first base. So Pete has 1 for 3. Outfield a little bit to left on him. They're not playing pulled as much as they did in the first couple of games. Here's the pitch. He takes in close. Fastball from Bear. Hiller continues to throw in the Tiger bullpen, with Bruce Kim handling his slants out there. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Detroit. The Blue Jays have 2 runs, 5 hits. They've made no errors. Ashby busts going but doesn't take off, and the pitch is outside. Ball 2. Well, we may see him go here pretty soon. Pete looking down at Jackie Moore to pick up a sign. Rodriguez is deep at third and guarding the line here in the later innings. 2-2 tie in Toronto, the final game of the series. Ashby edging off. Let's see if he goes. He doesn't. The pitch is swung on and fouled away. It'll be back at the plate in the seat. That one on top of the press box, and then over the roof of the grandstand. We've had a big breeze blowing in from the outfield all day long. A lot of baseball interest in this city. Baseball fan told me here there's been more in the paper about baseball in the last month or so than there was previously. There's a swing and a miss by Pete. And they count 2-2. Thompson trying to keep that runner Ashby close at first base. Allen edging off. He's not quite to the carpet there off the bag yet. Just short of it. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball to center the floor there. He has it, and the side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left, and we go to the 8th inning in Toronto. The Blue Jays 2, the Tigers 2.
Get on base in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. Here's the pitch. In the last 50 years in the majors, there has only been 1 unassisted triple play. Who made it? Take a little time to think it over and relax with a cool, refreshing Labatt's Blue. The only unassisted triple play? Ron Hansen of the Chicago White Sox accomplished the feat in 1968 against the Cleveland Indians. That must have been a great day for Hansen. Imagine, 3 outs. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's Blue. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
Labatt's Blue is available in selected markets throughout Michigan.
Warren Pierce enlivens your evening involvement with music and fun from 7 till 10. Be sure to join Warren tonight here on America's great radio station.
Ron LaFleur leading off for the Tigers' 8th inning. It is a 2-2 deadlock. Each team with 2 runs and 5 hits. Ron struck out the first time, then he singled the next 2. He stole a base in the 3rd and also in the 6th inning. He got as far as 3rd in the 6th with only 1 out, but could not score. And the Tigers jumped in with 2 in the 7th on the home run by Walkenfuss to tie the game. There's a swing, and he missed it. Swung too early on the changeup. LaFleur, the only man on either team with more than one hit. Jerry Garvin, the left-hander, fires in too close, and he had him skipping rope on that one. 1-1 the count on Ron. Outfield around the left. Infield is not in very close on this speedster. He tries to bunt and misses. Running up on the forkball, and he missed an outside delivery. McKay with 2 strikes on the batter deepens at third. Here's the windup, and the pitch by Garvin swung on and beaten foul down toward third base. Gets past Freddie Hatfield and goes in the dugout. I guess Freddie's glad to get to the ballpark and get on his uniform. He's been wearing the same clothes for a couple of weeks. Here's the pitch. He swings, and there's a drive to deep left center. Going back is Wood. And this one is out of here. A home run by Ron LaFleur. He got that one between the Woods. Al Woods and Gary Woods. And out of the ballpark to give the Tigers a lead. 3-2 in the 8th inning. It went over the 375-foot marker. And LaFleur scampers home with a home run. And that homer sends a free case of Superior potato chips to Carmel Hall. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. Now, the Tigers had scored all 3 of their runs on homers. Here's a strike called on Fuentes. Batting right-handed, he took a fastball from Garvin. Tigers 3, Blue Jays 2, 8th inning. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Lunging for a knee-high pitch, he couldn't find it. Strike 2, the count on Tito. Now, LaFleur just picked up his 3rd hit and his first home run of the campaign. Here it comes. He takes a strike. Stood there and watched it go by. Struck him out. That is the 8th strikeout for Garvin. We've seen some fine pitching by both Bear and Garvin here today. Here's Ben Ogilvie now. Banana Ben at the plate. Left-hander against the left-hander. He looks the strike about belt high and across the plate. 1 out, nobody on. 8th inning. Tigers lead the Blue Jays 3-2. Jerry Garvin into action. Kicks high, delivers. It is a fastball high and outside. 1-1. Garvin working quickly, comes back, and the pitch breaks low and away. 2-1 on Ben. He'll be followed by Rusty Staub. Outfield not playing Ogilvie to pull. They're almost straight away on him, and the infield is very deep. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. He takes the ball wide. Vukovic still throwing in the Blue Jay bullpen, the right-hander. Now wait on the 3-1 pitch. Swings and fouls it back this way. It'll be in the seats right down below us. The ballpark over the season, I think, will get more souvenirs baseball than any park in the American League. Got more open space with seats to hit into. Now the full count delivery. Swing, and there's another foul back this way. That time Ogilvie didn't get around on the fastball. Walkenfuss homered in the 7th with a man on to tie the game at 2-2, and Ron LaFleur has put the Tigers ahead with a leadoff home run here in the 8th. Now Ogilvie waits. Here it is. He takes the cut and misses. Struck him out. He tried to hold up, but that breaking ball fooled him. That is the 9th strikeout by young Mr. Garvin. He has looked sharp. Here's a man he's victimized once on strikes, Rusty Staub. Rusty's 0 for 3. Bounced into fourth, fly to left, and then struck out. Rusty, a batter who doesn't fan a whole lot. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Also, normally the left-handers don't worry Rusty too much, not as much as they do most left-hand batters. He's had trouble with this left-hander today, though. There's a ball low, 1-1 the count on Staub. 13,369 have paid to see this one. 2 down, nobody on. Here it comes. He takes the ball in the dirt, low and outside. Garvin not as near the plate in these late innings as he was earlier. Now the 2-1 serve. Got that one over. Steps above the knees on Staub. He's going more to his fastball here in the later innings. 2-2 the count on Staub. Next Tiger batter will be Jason Thompson. Here's the motion and the pitch. He swings as they drive to left field. Al Woods backs up. He's there. Reaches up and makes the catch on the warning track to retire this side. The Tigers get one on the leadoff home run by Ron LaFleur. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the last half of the 8th inning. Tigers 3, Toronto 2.
You have heard me speak of Cordoba. Its performance, its classic styling, but something of which I am most proud is its uncommon value. This becomes apparent when Cordoba is compared to other fine automobiles. Pontiac Grand Prix, for example. Cordoba has more room for more passenger comfort, more luggage space. Cordoba even has a wider track. Most interesting. Then there are those features that cannot be compared, like Cordoba's exclusive lean burn engine for smooth performance. Yet, the Cordoba S is priced no more than Grand Prix.
Price comparison based on manufacturer's suggested prices of comparably equipped vehicles.
Cordoba, truly an uncommon value among fine automobiles.
See the 77 Cordoba S at your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers today.
John Hiller from nearby Scarborough comes into pitch now, and he'll be trying to hold off these Blue Jays in the last 2 innings. Hiller faltered in the opening game in relief when the Tigers took a loss there. Oh, now he gets another chance in the series. That was the only decision this year for John. He's 0-1. He'll be facing Jim Mason, the left-handed batting shortstop. Mason, the number 2 hitter in Hartsfield lineup. Swing and fouls it away right down below it. Strike 1 on Mason. Tigers ahead at 3-2. We're in the 8th inning in Toronto. See out at Tiger Stadium when the Tigers get back home the 22nd of April against Baltimore. There's a curve that hangs a little bit high. Want to know, and don't forget to pick up your Tiger yearbook when you come out. It's $1.50 at the ballpark. $2 if you get it by mail. Here's the motion and the 1-1 delivery. It is a ball high. His hook was a little bit too far up. 3 runs, 6 hits for Detroit, 2 runs and 5 hits for Toronto. Hiller winds and pitches. Here's a fly ball hit to left center field, not very deep. Kemp is under it and puts it away. That wind is still a factor here this afternoon. Here's Doug Alt, the slugging first baseman, right-hand batter. Bounced to second, grounded to the pitcher, and grounded out to shortstop. Taking a couple of practice cuts before stepping in. A-U-L-T, Alt. There's a strike. Hiller got a fastball over. One out, nobody on. The Blue Jays at bat in the 8th inning. Tigers lead them by 1, 3-2. Hiller's pitch is a strike. He got his changeup on the outside corner. Alt couldn't believe it. He turned and said something to umpire Phillips. Rodriguez right on the line at deep third base. Wagner pulled into the hole at shortstop on Alt. He's a left-hand thrower and a right-hand batter. Here's the wind-up in the pitch. Alt swings at a bounding ball. It's foul down past third base. Quite rare combination in baseball. Hal Chase is probably one of the most famous who did it that way. Strike 2, the count on him, and he waits. Here it comes. Fastball low. John tried to sneak one by him. 1-2, the count on Alt. Outfield is deep and around the left. The infield is way back. Now Hiller has his sign, the pitch. He delivers low. That one hit in front of the plate. Well, Ray Baer went the first 7 innings and gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 1. Good performance for Raymond. Hiller is about ready. 2-2 pitch. It is low. In the dirt. Knocked out in front by Walkenfuss.
Tigers aren't wasting any time. Steve Foucault is standing out on the bullpen. He isn't warming at all, but he's up anyway.
Bruce Kim out there with him, ready to accept his pitches when he starts. It is a full count pitch coming up to Doug Auld. Here's the windup by John Hiller, and he fires in too close. He walked him. Man on and the man out, and the veteran Ron Fairley coming to bat. Fairley, who spent most of his 19 years in the big leagues with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Fairley has struck out, bounced out first to pitcher covering, and the last time at bat he sliced a double to left. Well, the tying run is now at first base for the Blue Jays. The Tigers lead them 3-2 in the 8th inning. 1 on and 1 out. Here's a strike. He got a curve across. Hiller giving him the big kick and then taking a little bit off the curveball. And some of the paying umpires are disagreeing with the official arbitrator, Mr. Phillips. Set by Hiller, the left-hander delivers. Fairley, the left-handed batter, takes the ball low, 1-1. Close game all the way, 0-0 to the 3rd. The Jays got a run. They added 1 in the 6th. The Tigers tied it on a home run by Walkenfuss in the 7th. Went ahead on a home run by LaFleur here in the 8th. Strike. That was a fastball right through the heart of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Hiller got ahead of the last man, Auld, and then lost him. Fairley steps out of the batter's box, resettling himself in there, left-handed batter against the left-hander Hiller. Auld leads off the bag at first. The pitch is a ball low, and it is a 2-2 count on Ron Fairley. Vern Rule will pitch tomorrow night in Kansas City. Jim Colburn will be the Kansas City pitcher. Saturday night, Dave Rozema against Paul Splittorff, and on Sunday afternoon, it'll be Dave Roberts against Andy Hassler. Here's the pitch. He takes the ball, low and outside. That ball bobbled by Walkenfuss, and once again, we see that full count. Hiller getting ahead of the hitters, and then they pull him up to that 3-2 situation. When he had 3-2 on Auld, he lost him on an inside fastball. So it'll be interesting now to see how he'll work on the veteran Ron Fairley. A lot of experience in this confrontation. The pitcher Hiller's been around a while, and so is Fairley. Oh, Ron steps in, waving that stick back and forth. John goes to the set position. Runner goes. The ball is high. He walked him. Oh, Hiller has walked too and set up a scoring chance for Toronto. Remember last year, John had the same type of trouble. Early in the year, he just couldn't find the plate. He had a little streak of wildness. It will happen from time to time. Well, Ewing is the scheduled batter, but Otto Velez has come to the on-deck circle. He'll be batting for Sam Ewing. After the first out in this inning, the Blue Jays had picked up back-to-back walks off Hiller, both on 3-2 pitches. So it's Auld at second base and Fairley at first. And Velez, V-E-L-E-Z, the one-time Yankee, will be coming up to bat for Sam Ewing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pinch hitter for Sam Ewing, number 19, Otto Velez.
Well, it's up to Hiller to try to choke him off now. The Tigers have a 1-run margin, 3-2 in the 8th inning. Auld at second base. Fairley at first. They won't bother about Fairley. Thompson will be wide of the bag and behind him. And here's the right-hand batting Velez. He takes a let-up pitch that's high. Ball 1, the count on Otto. Al Woods, left-hand batter on deck. Hiller kicks and delivers. It is low, ball 2. And now Hiller behind the hitter, something that he has not been this inning. Wagner pulled to his right at deep shortstop. Rodriguez way back at third. Here's the set by John. He pitches. Here's a high foul out of play. Velez gave it a pretty good riffle. It goes back in the seats. Next time we come in here, we'll have to ask the umpires how many balls they use a game. Usually it's around 60. 55 or 60 baseballs rubbed up before the game. They treat them with a special dirt out of the Delaware River. Now let's see what Hiller will give Velez. The 2-1 pitch. Here it is. He swings. There's a long belt. That's out of here. A home run. And the Blue Jays take the lead on the 3-run homer by Otto Velez to make it 5-3 in their favor. He hit the longest home run we've seen in this series. Way back in the left field seat, scoring Alt and fairly in front of him, Velez with his first home run as a Blue Jay. And Toronto has the lead again, 5-3. Here's Al Woods, the left-handed batting outfielder. And the Blue Jays have bounced right back and retaken the lead against the Tigers. Here's a drive to left center. Maybe in there it is for a long base hit. On one hop fielded by LaFleur. He's going to hold him to a very long single. 2 walks, a home run, and a single off Hiller. And here comes Ralph Houck out. That's going to be all for John. He just did not have it today. And we'll see the newcomer to the Tiger pitching ranks, Steve Foucault, come on now to take over for John Hiller. Foucault running in from the bullpen. And another disappointing performance for John here in his home area. He lost the first game in relief, and if it stands this way at the end, he will suffer his second defeat in this series. Not much doubt, Paul, about that ball that Otto Velez hit, was it?
Oh, no way. It was gone from the moment it left the bat. He drove that one up about 15 rows in the football bleachers on in left field, high above the 12-foot fence. Got behind on Velez after walking both Alt and Fairley, and it did him in. And Hiller, unhappy, of course, with his performance. I think manager Ralph Houck will be second-guessing himself after this one today. Bear had pitched very well through 7 innings, allowing 2 runs and 5 hits. Ray had not gone very long this season, however, and it was felt, I'm sure, that he had thrown enough pitches and that Hiller could take over in the 8th inning. However, John, after getting the first man, walked the 2 and dished up the home run ball to Velez, making it 5-3, and Al Woods followed with a sharp single to deep left center field. And that's all for John Hiller. Steve Foucault will make his first appearance as a member of the Tigers. He joined the club here in Toronto late last evening, coming in from Texas, where he had to make his move in a hurry. He did not appear in a ball game so far this year for the Texas Rangers, so his first effort of the 1977 season will come here in a game that sees the Tigers trailing by 2. Foucault wearing number 29, the same number he wore with the Rangers. Ernie?
Here's McKay coming to bat. He's a switch batter. He'll be batting left-handed against the right-hander Foucault. Steve, a one-time catcher turned pitcher. Al Woods trying to get a pretty good lead at first base. He's speedy. And Thompson holding on the bag with Al. 1 out and a man on in the 8th inning, and it is 5-3. Blue Jays lead Detroit. There goes the run of the ball. Is high and in close, and Walkenfuss has no throw. It is a stolen base for Woods. That's the second steal by the Jays in this game.
McKay may have interfered a little bit with Walkenfuss. He seemed to bend that bat way up in the air. I thought he even took a cut at it, but apparently not.
High, tight pitch, too, and that made it extra tough for John. Woods dancing off second base. Here's the set by Steve Foucault. And the right-handed pitches. Here's a cut and the miss on a high, hard one. 5-3. The Blue Jays in the lead in the 8th inning. Now Pukoff sets and pitches. Here's a drive foul down in the left field seat.
He made quite a conversion in his baseball career, Ernie. In your pregame show interview with him, he pointed out that he started out as a catcher and moved to the mound. Very often you'll find guys starting out as pitchers and moving to another position.
Sometimes the outfield is pitching at third base, but very seldom catching to pitching. You're right. Here's the pitch. It is in too close. 1-2, the count on him. Cool and breezy in Toronto, but those Blue Jay bats have been hot in this inning, especially the bat of Otto Velez, who powered a 3-run homer to put the Jays in front 5-3. Pukoff delivers. Here's a strike called. He struck him out. He jammed him with a fastball, and McKay couldn't handle that one. He struck out. That's false to station identification. This is a Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Mark Avery gets your great weekend underway with Saturday Morning Confusion at 7 a.m., America's favorite music special weekend reports and information. Join Mark this Saturday here on WJR Detroit.
Here's Gary Woods, the center fielder bat. He was safe on an error by Fuentes. He doubled and then bounced to second. Takes a breaking pitch from Pukoff. It's a strike call. Ray Bear started. Hiller took over in the 8th inning, and Pukoff here in the 8th inning also. Blue Jays lead Detroit 5-3. Man on second, 2 down. Steve sets and pitches. Here's a swing and a miss on a curveball, and the count is strike 2. Stocky right-hander, Pukoff. Gary Woods waits. The right-handed batter takes a fastball in too close. The shadow of the light tower goes right at the plate. One and two, the count on Gary Woods. Al Woods off second base a little bit. Sidearms him. There's a curve that's fouled out of play. Didn't Steve Pukoff have a big handlebar mustache last year?
Yes, he did, Ernie. In fact, he looked very much like a right-handed version of Sparky Lyle when he come in from the bullpen.
But it's gone now. 1-2, the count on Woods.
Lyle trimmed his, too.
Here's the pitch. There's a line foul hit past the Tiger dugout in the seats. Still a 1-2 count. Steve Grilly throwing in the Tiger bullpen now. These Blue Jays have been a surprising club here in the early part of the year. They lead the Tigers now 5-3 in the 8th. Pukoff sets and pitches. There's a swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So Steve does the job in his Tiger debut. He fans 2, but damage has been done. 2 walks and the home run by Velez, making it 3 runs on 2 hits. Had a single by Woods after the home run. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. So we go to the 9th inning. Toronto 5, Detroit 3.
Getting oil out of the ground is one thing. Turning it into something people can use is another. It takes a lot of people with different skills and different talents to get that job done. We got people together we thought could do it better. And we called the company Marathon.
From the driller in Alaska to the roustabout in Texas, from the driver in Atlanta to the welder in Wyoming.
When we found oil, we could have left the rest of the jobs to somebody else. But we had this idea that we could do it better. So we got people together who thought the same way we did.
We got together to do it better. We're Marathon.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
J.P. McCarthy spotlights the stars, past, present, and future on Focus. Afternoons at 12:15 here on Radio 76 WJR.
Ninth inning, the Tigers find themselves trailing the Toronto Blue Jays 5-3 here in the fourth and final game of the series. And here's Jason Thompson to lead off against Jerry Garvin. Young left-hander's gone all the way. There's a top foul in the dirt back of the plate. One strike on Thompson. He has struck out, walked, and singled. He singled in the seventh, and Walkenfuss tied it with a home run. LaFleur sent the Tigers in front in the eighth inning with a home run. But then off John Hiller, fairly walked, and Velez hit a three-run homer to put the Torontos back in front. There's a fastball in too close. 1-1, the count on Jason. Blue Jays 5, Tigers 3 in the ninth. Wind up and a pitch. He swings and misses. Thompson, Kemp, and Walkenfuss, the first three scheduled Tiger batters in this ninth inning. One ball, two strikes on Jason. He sets himself again in the batter's box. And the motion and the pitch. Cut and a miss, struck him out. Got him on a high hard one. Garvin's 10th strikeout of the game. Here's Kemp. He is fanned and flied out twice. Well, this has turned into a battle of home runs in the late innings. And the Blue Jays have the lead by 2, 5-3. Here's Steve Kemp without a hit. Outfield straight up on Steve, another left-hand batter. And he hits a bounding ball to first. It hits the bag, hits Alt. He grabs it, throws to the pitcher covering in time for the out. Garvin got over, and Alt had a tough play, but made it. Ball hit the bag, came up. It looked as if it hit him in the neck or the shoulder. Then he scrambled on his stomach to try to get it, picked it up, and Garvin came across, covered, and took the throw for the out. Oh, there are two down, nobody on. That'll leave it up to John Walkenfuss. John bounced out twice and then hit his first home run of the year with a man on. Two down in the ninth inning. The Tigers trail by 2, 5-3. He swings as a long fly to left in the corner. Woods is going over. He'll have room. He makes the catch, and the Blue Jays take the series 3 victories to 1 from the Tigers. In the ninth inning for the Tigers, nothing across. And the final score here today in Toronto, the Blue Jays 5 and Detroit 3.
WJR presents the news when you need it most. Every hour on Radio 76.
Dave White, WJR News.
I'm Bill Nordstrom, WJR News.
I object basically to the bonding because it's a idea of spend now and pay later.
Jim Martin, WJR News.
Jennifer Moore, WJR News.
We need hard evidence that their position or the allegations regarding another interpretation of their death is indeed fact.
Tom Campbell, WJR News.
Rod Hansen, WJR News.
I think that almost all industry is looking at ways to save energy.
Mike Kelly, WJR News.
Let the people vote in November 78, and if people say yes, they're telling their legislators yes.
I'm Gene Fogel, WJR News.
Tim Jones, WJR News, the state capital.
The news you need every hour on the hour from WJR, Radio 76.
Thank you for attending today's game, and we ask you to please drive safe.
Well, the Tigers let another one get away from them here in Toronto today. This time, a 3-run pinch hit home run by Otto Velez off relief pitcher John Hiller in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gave Toronto a 5-3 victory over the Tigers, giving them 3 out of 4 for the series. And the surprising Blue Jays have now won 5 of their 7 starts in the American League. The Tigers, on the other hand, off to a stumbling start, have now managed just 1 victory in the first 7 games and will move on to Kansas City and Boston. Next 2 stops on this road trip. Ray Bear pitched a good ball game for the Tigers, left after 7 innings, however, having given up 2 runs and 5 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 2. Hiller took over in the 8th, and after getting the first man on a fly to left, John walked the next 2 men, Doug Ault and Ron Fairley. Velez came on as a pinch hitter for the left-hand hitting Sam Ewing. Hiller gave up a single to Al Woods. He was done for the day. Steve Foucault made his debut as a Tiger pitcher, and it was a good one, but the damage had already been done. Foucault struck out Dave McKay and Gary Woods to end the inning. Well, the Tigers could do nothing against Jerry Garvin, who really bore down in the 10th inning, getting the Tigers 1-2-3. Garvin struck out 10 and walked 2 as he hung in there all the way to post his second straight victory. Hiller takes the loss, his second of this series in Toronto. I'll be back with more on the game in 1 minute.
Radio 76 puts the fun back in radio with WJR's great entertainers. J.P. McCarthy from 6 to 10.
Well, what's your handle, Jim, or would you rather not say?
The Big Noise.
The Big...
Jimmy Lance from 10 till noon.
We are going to present Come to Me from the Pink Panther Strikes Again a bit later on in the show.
Mark Avery from 3 to 6 afternoon.
Afternoon Music Hall from WJR Radio Detroit. Nice to have you along.
Warren Pierce, 7 to 10 at night.
Captain Thorson, tell my listeners exactly where you are tonight.
I'm on board my ship in a shipyard in Sandefjord.
Jay Roberts, 11:30 p.m. to 5 a.m.
After finding out who I was, and they'd say, well, we'd listen to you all over the country.
Radio 76. You get more out of it because they put more into it. WJR's great entertainers.
Mark Avery monitors the afternoon arrivals and departures from 3 till 6 in the music hall. Be sure to join Mark right after the ball game here on the Goodwill Station.
Well, the Blue Jays jumped in front in today's ball game. They scored in the 3rd inning on an error by Tito Fuentes, allowing Gary Woods to reach first base on a high bouncer behind the mound. Alan Ashby singled into 3rd, and Garcia scored to give Toronto a 1-0 lead. They made it 2-0 in the 6th inning. Jim Mason led off with a single, stole 2nd, and continued on to 3rd on a throwing error by John Walkenfuss, and scored with a 1-out double by Ron Fairley. That was 2-0 Toronto. The Tigers tied it in the 7th inning. Jason Thompson led off with a single, and then 1 out later, John Walkenfuss hit his first homer of the season to make it 2-2. And the Tigers took the lead in the 8th inning when Ron LaFleur led off with his 3rd straight hit, a home run over the screen in left center field. It was 3-2 Detroit, but it didn't last for long as John Hiller took over for the starter Ray Bear, and with 1 out, walked Alt and Fairley and issued the 3-run home run pitch to pinch hitter Otto Velez. The line score for Toronto, 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. They left 5. The Tigers had 3 runs, 6 hits, and committed 2 errors, and left 4 on base. Jerry Garvin all the way for his 2nd straight win. John Hiller suffers his 2nd straight defeat. 13,369, the crowd here at Exhibition Stadium, as the Blue Jays please the gathering here today, winning 3 out of 4 from the Tigers, and winning in their first homestand in the American League a total of 5 of the 7 games. The Tigers now move to Kansas City and will have their first night game of the regular season tomorrow night, the opener of a 3-game set against the Royals. It'll be Vern Rule for Detroit against Jim Colburn, and our broadcast coverage from Kansas City will begin at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time with Ernie Harwell's pregame program. Well, that's the story from Toronto's Exhibition Stadium for our first of 2 visits in this Canadian city this season. For Ernie Harwell, this is Paul Carey saying so long. Once again, the final score, the Toronto Blue Jays 5, the Detroit Tigers 3.
This has been Tiger Baseball Action, brought to you by Labatt's, brewed in Canada since 1828, by your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers, who invite you to come in and get a great deal on a 77 Chrysler or Plymouth. By Marathon Oil Company, people who got together to work together to do it better. By the Champion Spark Plug Company. Champion reminds you that the fresher your plugs, the better your mileage. By City National Bank, where your regular 5% savings earn 5.20% effective annual yield, the highest in Detroit. By Sears, where America shops. And by the Detroit News, who will also bring you a special full-color section on the Renaissance Center, exclusively in this Friday's Detroit News. Try not to miss it.
This broadcast is made possible by the Detroit Baseball Club and the American League and is intended for the private use of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast or any other use of this play-by-play is prohibited unless prior consent is received from WJR Detroit, the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club, and the American League. Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey have been selected jointly by the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club and WJR Radio to broadcast today's play-by-play and are employed jointly by WJR and the Detroit Tigers. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Warren Pierce plugs you into spontaneous fun evenings from 7 till 10, a tradition of involvement on Radio 76, WJR Detroit.
Tiger fans, one of our new sponsors this season is Sunglow Pop, and we're counting on great baseball weather with all that Sunglow behind us, and we hope it will be behind us all the time. Now, I'm sure you've heard a lot of advertisements for soft drinks in your life. They suggest that their beverage will put California girls into your life, make you feel 30 years younger, or even turn a cheeseburger into a work of art. Sunglow is different, though. Sunglow simply offers you a cool, refreshing taste in 11 flavors. Makes no promises except to quench your thirst and fit your mood with root beer, cola, orange, cherry, and 7 other flavors. Sunglow's available in cans and 1-liter returnable bottles. It's a delicious and unpretentious soft drink. With a name like Sunglow, you just kind of expect a really bright refreshment. So remember now, whatever the weather, there's always some Sunglow.
Welcome to the Paul Carey Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Radio 76, your power station for sports. Now, for the scores, the players who made news, and a resume of the action of today's baseball games, back to the stadium and Paul Carey.
Good afternoon again from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, where today the Tigers lost a toughie to the Blue Jays by a score of 5-3. Check the scoreboard on this Thursday afternoon. Not a great deal of activity, but some in each league. The National League only 2 games scheduled on this date, and they were both matinee games. At New York, through 6.5 innings, the St. Louis Cardinals leading the New York Mets by a score of 4-0. It's Forsch on the mound for St. Louis. That's Bob Forsch going for the Cardinals. And Koosman is pitching for the Mets. 4-0, the Cardinals lead New York in the last of the 7th inning. The other National League game is out on the West Coast, and no score in as yet. It's just about to get underway. The San Diego Padres hosting San Francisco, and it's Barr going for San Francisco today against Freisleben of the Padres. And those are the only 2 games scheduled today in the National League. A check of the American League coming up in 1 minute.
We're on the final hole. Jay Pendergast is 2 inches from the cup, while Len Duffer is 12 feet up a spruce tree. What's your plan, Len?
Well, Nat, this is the worst spot I've ever been in.
The tree?
The dandelions. This green isn't a green, it's a yellow.
Right, but
look around. Weeds all over the place.
I want to know what you're going to use.
Two-way green power, Nat.
Two-way?
Green power kills dandelions, and at the same...
But what about a club?
Clubbing them does no good, Nat. They only bounce back. Plus, two-way green power's high nitrogen formula will green this green quickly.
Fine, but
and two-way green power's controlled release granules keep feeding for weeks and weeks.
You're not worried about being up this tree, then?
No. Perfect spot to jump on Pendergast when he comes by.
What?
Really shakes him up when I do that.
Here he comes. You can't do this, Don.
Greenview, ask somebody who knows.
Two-way green power by Greenview. 1, it kills dandelions and most broadleaf weeds. And 2, it feeds your lawn and keeps it thick and green for weeks and weeks.
Ask for double-action two-way green power wherever lawn and garden products are sold. There's a Greenview dealer in your neighborhood.
In the American League, in addition to the Tigers-Blue Jays game, one game underway right now. That's at Milwaukee, where Baltimore is playing the Brewers, and there's no score after 4 innings of play. Rudy May is pitching for Baltimore. Jim Slayton is on the mound for Milwaukee, scoreless after 4 innings of play. The other afternoon games are West Coast affairs, neither of which have gotten underway. California is at Oakland. The probable starters, Tanana for the Angels and Torres for Oakland. And Minnesota is playing in the King Dome at Seattle with Redfern scheduled to go for the Twins and Wheelock on the mound for the Mariners. Coming up yet tonight, Cleveland plays at Texas. It'll be Fitzmaurice for the Indians and Perry going for the Rangers. Cleveland atop the American League's Eastern Division standings with a 4-1 mark going into the day's activity. Toronto picking up their 5th win and actually drawing even with the Indians at this point in time. I'll be back with a recap of the Tiger game in 1 minute.
All right, this is your photomat receipt.
Excuse me, could you tell me approximately when my pictures will be done?
Of course, I can
I
tell
don't
you.
want to pin you down or anything, but within a couple of days.
No, I can tell you exactly.
The trouble is I'm going out of town,
Uh-huh.
and I would like to have the pictures with me,
Yes.
and I don't have to leave right away, but, you know, I can vary it within a couple
I
of days
understand.
myself.
I've got it in writing here, sir, right on your receipt.
Introducing the Photomat Picture Pickup Promise. Now you know exactly when your pictures are ready because it's in writing.
You've written it?
Oh, yes, I put it in writing right there on your receipt.
Oh, no. You don't have to do that. I mean, you could get in trouble for that.
No problem.
Is this you talking, or is this Photomat talking?
It's a photomat policy.
We'll tell you just how long it takes Photomat to make your film into the best pictures possible and have them ready.
That quick?
If they're not ready, you get a free roll of film.
Photomat knows what you're doing?
Sure.
The Photomat Picture Pickup Promise for all Photomat and Kodak film.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Right now, when you bring in a roll of film for developing, you can buy a replacement roll for half price. That's good, fresh Photomat color print or slide film. Half price at participating stores.
We're getting an update now from Milwaukee, where the Brewers came up with a pair of runs in the bottom of the fifth inning to break a scoreless tie. They lead Baltimore 2-0 now after 5 innings of play. Here at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, a pinch hit 3-run home run by Otto Velez off relief pitcher John Hiller gave the Toronto Blue Jays a 5-3 victory over the Tigers. The Tigers getting all their scoring by way of a home run ball. A 2-run homer by John Walkenfuss that came in the 7th inning, and a solo homer by Ron LaFleur in the 8th. The homer by Walkenfuss tied the game at 2-2. LaFleur's home run put Detroit into a brief lead, but that was shattered in the bottom of the 8th inning when Hiller began the inning, getting the first man walking the next two, Doug Ault and Ron Fairley, before Velez, batting for Sam Ewing, hit his pinch hit 3-run homer, and that was the ball game. 5-7-0 for Toronto, 3-6-2 for Detroit. Jerry Garvin, striking out 10, picks up his second victory of the year. He went the distance. John Hiller takes his second defeat. The Tigers' next date is in Kansas City, with a night game tomorrow night. Vern Rule to face Jim Colburn. And that's today's scoreboard show from Toronto. Paul Carey wishing you good afternoon.
The Paul Carey Sports Scoreboard was brought to you by Radio 76, your power station for sports. The Paul Carey Sports Scoreboard is heard immediately following all Detroit Tiger baseball games. This is the Detroit Tigers Baseball Network.
Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000 classic games and be sure to spread the word. Long live baseball. Thank you for listening to this game on Classic Baseball on the radio. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Feel free to browse our library of over 1,000